Echoes of the Abyss, Passion and Darkness. Chapter 2, Whispers in the Dark. The Lingering Silence. The woman's voice lingered in the air like the last note of a funeral song. Cursed. The word clung to Ryuma's mind, heavy and inescapable. He had asked why he was still alive, but the answer brought no clarity, only more questions. His grip on his katana remained tight. The blade, though still sheathed, pulsed faintly with warmth, as though aware of the unseen forces in the night. The woman did not speak further. She only watched him, her violet eyes unreadable, her presence as still as a reflection on undisturbed water. The silence stretched between them. The cold wind whispered through the barren trees, carrying a scent of damp earth and something else. Something foul, something unnatural. Then the whispers returned. Not hers, the others. Ryuma's breath hitched as the familiar, chilling voices curled around his ears once more. He should not be. A soul stolen from death. The abyss does not forget. The whispers overlapped, distorted, coming from everywhere and nowhere at once. They slithered through the trees, seeping into the air, coiling around him. He turned sharply, katana half drawn, eyes scanning the shadows. Nothing. But they were there. He could feel them. The woman did not move, nor did she react. It was as if she were waiting, watching to see what he would do. His fingers tightened around his sword. His heart, too slow, too unnatural, drummed steadily in his chest. Who are they? His voice was low, controlled, but there was an edge to it, wariness, tension. The woman finally spoke. They are the ones who whisper in the dark. The unseen hands. The whispers grew louder. They carried no form, no shape, yet Ryuma could feel them. A presence just beyond his reach, shifting between the trees, hiding in the cracks of reality itself. The air thickened, the cold deepened. Then he felt it, a touch, not skin, not flesh, but something unseen, brushing against his shoulder like fingertips made of smoke. His body reacted on instinct. With a sharp movement he twisted, drawing his katana in a single fluid motion. The blade flashed in the moonlight as he slashed at the empty air. A sound echoed, a wail, distant and wrong, before vanishing into the night. His breathing was even, but his muscles tensed. He scanned the area, his warrior's gaze catching the faintest movements in the darkness. The trees stood still, the ground remained undisturbed, yet the feeling did not leave. Something was watching. The woman's voice cut through the stillness. They do not like that you resist. Ryuma turned his gaze to her, amber eyes burning. Then they should come at me directly instead of lurking in the shadows. She regarded him for a long moment. Would you rather see them? The way she said it, calm, certain, sent an uneasy shiver down his spine. He was not afraid of men, not of swords, nor of battle. He had killed, and he had been killed. But this was different. A soft laugh echoed from the trees, not hers, not human, low, hollow, mocking. Ryuma exhaled slowly, shifting his stance, adjusting his grip on his sword. What are they? The woman tilted her head. Fragments, remnants, those who were devoured by the abyss, but left something behind. The abyss, Ryuma echoed, his voice barely above a whisper. A sharp crack rang through the air. Then the shadows moved. 3. The crawling darkness. It was slow at first, like mist rolling in from the sea. But unlike mist, it was not shapeless. The darkness crawled. It slithered between the trees, pooling on the ground like spilled ink. The more Ryuma looked at it, the less sense it made. It shifted unnaturally, defying the moonlight, twisting and reforming as though it were something alive. His grip on his katana remained firm, his stance lowering instinctively into a defensive position. Then, from within the blackened mass, eyes opened. Not human, not natural. Glowing hollow pits of pale blue light scattered unevenly across the creeping abyss. Some small, others too wide, stretched and distorted as if something was peering through from another world. The whispers grew more erratic. He should not exist. A mistake, a broken thing. Give him back. Ryuma's body remained still, but his pulse thrummed with tension. Then it lunged. The crawling darkness surged forward like a wave, the glowing eyes multiplying within its shifting form. Tendrils of black lashed out, stretching, reaching. Ryuma moved, his katana flashed, cutting through the tendrils with lethal precision. The steel met no flesh, only resistance, like slicing through something not quite solid, yet not entirely air. A distorted shriek echoed as the severed tendrils recoiled, the mass writhing in fury. But it did not retreat. It pressed forward, growing, learning. Ryuma exhaled sharply. This thing doesn't bleed. The woman's voice came from behind him, calm despite the horror unfolding. It is not alive as you understand it. Ryuma didn't need her to tell him that. The creeping mass coiled, then struck again. He leaped back, narrowly avoiding the tendrils as they slammed into the ground where he had stood. The impact left no crater, no disturbance, only an unnatural darkness that stayed. He gritted his teeth. If it couldn't be cut, then what? The whispers laughed, mocking, derisive, as if they already knew the answer. 4. The unseen chain. The woman stepped forward then, her violet eyes gleaming with something unreadable. You cannot kill them with your blade alone. Ryuma didn't take his eyes of the shifting darkness. Then how do I fight? You don't, she said simply. Not yet. The words were maddening. He had never been a man to retreat. He had never been a man to run. But then, pain, a searing, gut-wrenching agony tore through his chest. His katana nearly slipped from his grasp as he staggered. Something was inside him. Something pulling. The whispers turned to screams. He is ours! The woman moved. Her hand touched his back, light, almost gentle, and suddenly the pain stopped. The darkness recoiled. The whispers fell silent. Ryuma gasped, his entire body trembling, his heartbeat slowing again, unnaturally slow, controlled, tethered. The woman stepped back. For now, she said, her voice unwavering, you must leave this place. Ryuma exhaled, his grip tightening on his katana once more. Then tell me, he said, his voice hoarse, his eyes locked onto hers. What am I? She watched him for a long moment. Then, softly, you are something that should not be. The wind howled, carrying the last remnants of the whispers into the void. And the darkness watched,